All right, it's time now for the game preview presented by Ticketmaster here with head coach Kevin Stefanski. Kevin, you guys are coming off that tough loss to the Bengals, but what were some of the things you were able to glean from that game?
Yeah, tough loss. Anytime you go down on the road versus a division opponent, you want to come away with a win. Very obviously, we need to take better care of the football, and turning the ball over when you're that close to points is really tough to overcome. And we didn't overcome it. There's obviously always some good things that you can take from, but for us, it's learning from all these lessons and trying to apply those learnings.
2 games left, some of those things that you were able to learn. What does that look like? Is there extra emphasis on just cleaning some things up, or is there a look ahead into some of the big picture things already?
We're really small picture right now. For us, it's going, finding a way to win, and obviously this time at home in front of our fans for the last time this season, that means something to us. So we want to make sure that we put ourselves in position to go play really good football this week.
Right, you guys haven't played the Dolphins a lot. Last meeting was 2 seasons ago. So what have you seen on tape? How are they maybe the same? How are they different from that last time?
A very unique challenge. What they do offensively with their pre-snap motion and shifts is a challenge. Defensively, new defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver came over from Baltimore, so there's similarities to those Baltimore teams that we've faced, but different personnel. So really have to go to school on their personnel and understand how they deploy them.
I think we all have seen a lot out of Tua Tagovailoa, but for you on tape, what's the biggest threat? What do you have to be super careful about with him?
He gets the ball out very, very fast. That's one of the things he does best, is that quick trigger that he has. He can throw it to all areas of the field, but just his feel for how to get the ball out on time. And oftentimes his receivers haven't even looked for the ball. The ball's there and even before they're out of their break. So it's really impressive. There's a lot of things that you need to do to slow that offensive attack down, but you have to understand how quickly he gets the ball out.
Talk about the receivers, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, 2 guys that are going to give, I'm sure, a big test to your defense. What are they looking forward to the most in that matchup?
Well, with those receivers, it's speed. All of their receivers can run. They're not the biggest receiving core. They're all a little bit smaller, but they can go down the field and get the ball. They can beat you intermediate as well. So understanding that their speed is really unmatched in this game, I think. If you look about it, a receiving core across the league, this group can really run.
What does the core of your run defense have to do to stop a guy like Devon Achane?
They do a great job with their scheme. Obviously, it's more speed at the running back position even, but they do a great job with their scheme, and they're trying to get numbers at different points of attack, whether they're doing their perimeter run game or their inside zone game. They pull their guards a little bit as well. So understanding that this unique challenge requires us to be about our business and run fits, and this team really pushes the limits of those run fits.
And then, that tight end position too. Jonnu Smith has kind of exploded for them. What have you seen on tape, and what does it look like for a defense to try to navigate that department as well?
He's a really good player, and as you know, tight ends are very easy to throw to for a quarterback, so he's become a target that the quarterback's very comfortable throwing it to him. And then he's great after the catch. He's a big athlete. You have to get him on the ground. It's oftentimes not just one guy.
All right, on the other side of the ball defensively, that defensive interior, what has you guys kind of on your toes, making sure that they don't get into your quarterback?
They play a variety of fronts, and they are really big. Obviously, everybody knows Calais Campbell and how big he is, but they have big guys that can play off of blocks. They move a lot, so oftentimes they're not just shooting in one gap. They're moving from the A gap to the B gap. So blocking movement is going to be a huge part of this game.
Another secondary is another one of their strengths. So for you guys and your wide receivers, what are you guys looking at to try to exploit some of that and maybe keep that turnover margin where it needs to be?
Well, that's the thing. Taking care of the football is paramount in every game, especially this one, of course. They play a lot of zone, so they'll play in some too high shells, they'll disguise and roll down, and then they can blitz. And they really like to blitz their corners, their nickels, the safeties. They can come from all over.
What does your special teams preparation look like? I know obviously there's been some movement at the kicker position. You guys have been working on some coverage. So what does that look like in this week?
Yeah, for us, it's always about making sure that we're playing sound schemes on all 3 sides of the ball. And for our kicking unit, there's been some really positive moments here, and kickoff return has had some really good moments the last few weeks. We feel really good about our kickoff coverage unit. So it's really just getting a few more reps at our different spots and making sure that we're putting ourselves in position to succeed.
And you mentioned it's the last home game in front of your fans. I asked you on the very first game preview what your message was to the fans. What's your message to the fans in this last one at home?
Yeah, as a team, we of course feel that disappointment of where we are and not knowing that the postseason's not part of our future. Having said that, this is a great opportunity for us to go represent these fans, go represent the Cleveland Browns in a game that we really know matters. I know people can say what these games are and understand that at the end of the season, but these games matter, these opportunities for us to compete, so we're excited to get in front of them.
All right, thanks so much, Coach, and good luck on Sunday.
Thanks, Cam.